All right. Hello, hello, acolytes. Welcome to Wyvern Chronicles. I'm your host, Serial Southwind. Um, so you notice that I still have not found a co-host. That is still still an ongoing process. Um, I will keep you up to date when we have a new co-host. But in the meantime, let's get right into it. We're gonna start off with. Oh, we're gonna start off with not that one. Not that one either. Yeah, there. You got the. We're gonna start off with games this time. Because we got a couple good ones this time. So let's go here. Oh, where is it? We're gonna start off with Metal Slug Tactics. Now, this is a game that really hasn't changed much since it came out way back when. So I kind of like that it hasn't really changed its approach. Because I'm a big retro junkie, so that kind of fits that mold really well. Um, so that being said, let's watch the trailer.
Leona! Wow!
So obviously this is more of an RPG than it is a side scroller. I like that they kept the same basic gameplay as side scroller though. Um, so that being said, I like the 2D animated cutscenes. That's always a plus. You don't really see 2D animated cutscenes in video games these days. It's got the arcade style graphics, which I like. I love the retro music, and it's co-op. It's co-op, so it has real replay value. Um, the only real knocks I have on it are that it has somewhat choppy gameplay because it's a top-down game as opposed to being a side scroller, which gives you a whole host of new gameplay problems. It's got a relatively short playtime, um, but then again, it has co-op too, so that's not really too big a knock on it. The only real knock I have on it is just the different being a top down game as opposed to being a 2D side scroller. And I'm gonna say that this is more of a spin off than a mainline game. But it still looks replayable. It still looks a lot of fun. I have not played it yet. I have not decided if I'm going to. Um, but it does come out this month. Um, so I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I love Metal Slug. It's a fantastic series. I hope we're gonna see a mainline game soon. Um, that would definitely be worth what that one would definitely be worth the time. Um, so moving right along, we're going to one that's kind of a little bit controversial. I don't know if it's controversial or not, but we're going to Dragon's Dogma 2. So this is the trailer for it. Let's check it out.
At last! The bell has tolled on the age of the console. The return of the Sovereign.
Welcome, Arisen. We pawns have long awaited your arrival.
Learn aught you can of this world you must protect.
We ask that all be spared the horrors of the fell dragon.
From this moment forth, thou art arisen. Charge and all.
Here's my chance.
If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here?
When 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found.
Pitiable arisen. Why dost thou fight?
Arisen.
You need only believe in your own destiny, Arisen.
Show me the path thou wouldst walk.
If ye intend to do what I could not, and fell the dragon true, I would gladly pass all the wisdom I possess into your hands.
Okay, so obviously this one is already out. I like that Ian McShane is in it. Ian McShane is fantastic. He does a great job with this one. Um, it's got Souls-like combat, which I do actually kind of like. I play a lot of Elden Ring, which I'm still in the middle of playing. Um, I like the character building, which in a game like this is pretty much mandatory. Um, Plot wise, I kind of feel like it's a generic sword and sorcery plot. Um, I kind of feel it's kind of too similar to Dragon Age, which just came out, and it's honestly a way better game. Uh, um, so it's from what I've seen of this game, I haven't played it yet. I don't think I'm going to. Because I don't know about that $60 price tag. That's a little too steep for what I'm seeing. I'm not usually one to buy games on launch anyway, just because I have a hard time justifying the $60 and $70 price tags. Um, which I say as a person who bought the Air Dream edition for Elden Ring, which includes the DLC. But that's a game that has infinite replay value. So this one, I'm not sure has the same kind of experience. This is one of those games that you would maybe finish once and then never play again. But Elden Ring and games like that are games that have the potential for co-op, which infinitely increases the game the replay value. So if I'm buying a game, I want there to be replay value, one that I'm gonna be going back to over and over again. and not really get bored with. I don't think this one really hits it. So I'm gonna give it a soft thumbs down. Um, just because the lack of replay value doesn't really justify the $60 price tag. Maybe it comes down to like 30 or 40. Um, but as a $60 but as a new release, no. Um, you're probably better off saving your money for Dragon Age. So moving right along, we'll go and yeah, you notice I don't really have. I have a kind of smaller, shorter list this time. Um, just because I'm covering myself and it cuts the workload in half a little bit. Um, so we're gonna go into shows. All right. So let's start off with it's kind of a divisive one, but Beastars. I've already seen the first. I already watched the first season of this when I had Netflix. I canceled it because fuck their price gouging. Um, but this is apparently the final season of it, so let's check out the trailer.
俺はこの世界をハルちゃんが安心して生きられる場所にしたい。なのに
食べろレゴシ。
俺はウサギのハルちゃんと幸せな家庭生活を送るのが目標なんです。
今度こそ俺は向き合わなければならない。
ねえレゴシ君、大人の社会って想像以上に手強いみたい。レゴシ君？
レゴシじゃねえか。レゴシ先輩。レゴシ。
レゴシ君。
レゴシ。
Okay. Well, obviously, that doesn't really show a whole lot about the show, about the season, but as a whole, I actually like this show. It's got an engaging plot. It's got relatable characters. And it's got infinite room for character development, and the plot gets surprisingly deep for how it looks. The animation is of course top. The animation is great, but it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. This show is probably one of the more polarizing shows come down the pipe in the last how long. The only knocks I have is that it's the final season. It kind of feels like they're giving up on it too soon. I really feel like this should go at least another season. Um, it's on Netflix, which limits the. Again, it goes back to my stance on platform exclusivity. I don't know if that's really the best way to go about presenting something like this because it's behind a paywall, so you have to have a subscription to watch it. Um, I'm not sure that really does the show justice. Um, Again, I would like. I hope there's going to be a DVD of this. I have not seen any DVDs of it yet. Or maybe I just haven't found. But be that as it may, I don't like the whole platform exclusivity thing, just because it limits your audience. It's kind of like when you have a game that's only being released on PlayStation or just Xbox, because you limit your audience that way. Um, but all in all, I like this show. Um, I hope there's gonna be more of. I hope there's gonna be more from this show. This is the main show is ending, but I hope there's gonna be some spinoffs of it because I could actually see some spinoff potential for this. Um, so I'm giving it a thumbs up. I'm giving it a thumbs up. It's again, it's not for everybody. It's one of the more polarizing shows come out. Um, but it's absolutely worth watching. But it's one thing you have to watch from the beginning to really get the plot. Um, it's one of those things you have to have been there for a while to really understand it. Because if you're coming in on this season but haven't watched any of the previous seasons, you're probably gonna get lost. Um, so yeah, you have to have been there from the beginning to really get it. Moving right along. Get in there, get in there. Now, this is one that I've been waiting for a while. Bleach 1000-Year Blood War. This covers the last arc of the manga. Um, so we'll watch, and it's apparently broken up into several parts. So this is part 3. Let's watch the trailer.
挽回
挽回挽回
挽回挽回挽回挽回
挽回
千本桜影吉
大愚連氷林丸弱砲内公弁
高校金領一残花の太刀
稲月
坂島横島八方塞がり国上天元明南海上へ鉄血とさせ軽シャラブトーダそうザビマル
八花の咎め
真打白筆一文字
シャタツからがらしがらみの辻
それじゃあみんな行くよ挽回平和とは全てそういうものよの夕幅はよ守ってきたソウルソサイティに愛着でも湧いたか答えよレオ
僕は悔しいそれが全てだこの世に死神なんて必要ない
笑え希望に満たされているこの世界は天秤だ何者かが希望に満たされれば他の何者かが絶望するだから決して絶望するな
So yeah, obviously the animation is great. I love this style. I love how much more they put into the animation in this one. It's got a complete story, which means that's probably my favorite part. No filler. No filler in any of the 1000-Year arc. That was the one thing that killed the original show. At least a third of it was filler. And they were boring. They were boring as shit. They were not good. Like the whole Blount thing, that was dumb. But thankfully, that has not happened here because the manga is already finished by the time this arc came out. So they finally had a full story to work with, which is one of the problems you have when you're doing an adaptation of circulating source material. Eventually you run out of material, and then you have to find a way to bridge the gap between that and between the source material and the show. And one of the ways to do that is with filler. And the problem with the Bleach anime was that it caught up to it had a tendency to overshoot the manga. So they had to find, and they still had, and they didn't run out of their budget, so they had to find a way to bridge the gap. which is how you get these filler arcs. And again, they weren't good. They didn't carry the plot at all, and they were just flat out boring. But this, I like what they were doing with this. Um, so yeah, for the Bleach anime itself, that would be thumbs way down, just because of the all the filler. But with this, I'm giving it a thumbs way up because I like that there's an actual complete story this time, and not having to fill plot holes. So yeah, there's apparently one more part to come out because I think this only covers up to the invasion. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to read the manga. But it's broken down. The last arc is broken down into like four. Yeah, it's about the same. It's about four different parts. So that actually does add up. But yeah, go ahead. This is absolutely worth watching. So, and that's it for shows. So we'll move over to movies. Um, so we only got a couple this time. So one or two. I honestly didn't like. I honestly didn't really like the first one all that much. So we'll watch the trailer here.
You wanted to come this time.
Little sis!
Big sis! You were gone forever.
It was 3 days.
Where are we going?
Before Maui stole Tifiti's heart, our ancestors wanted to connect our island to all the people of the entire ocean. It's my job as a wayfinder to finish what they started.
Wanna show our people just how far we'll go.
This is a call from the ancestors.
Hidden in a terrible storm, it's an ancient island. Setting foot on its sands would break the curse, bring our people together again.
I know what I have to do. Maui, I could really use your help.
Can I get a chee-hoo?
You will be destroyed, and your wayfinder too.
Now I kind of miss the lava monster. Ow! Ow!
What if you don't come back?
I'll be back. I promise.
Do I hear people?
Those aren't people. Cockham. You guys, we got this. Bring it on, Coco. Nuts.
So yeah, like I was saying, I honestly didn't. I thought the first movie was kind of average. Um, especially when you put it up against like Frozen, which which one came out. I think this is maybe a year after Frozen. Um, it's got textbook Disney animation. Um, it's got a good soundtrack, obviously. It's got good visuals, but but its biggest strength is also its biggest weakness. From what I've seen from this trailer, they didn't really do anything new. It's again, it's a sequel to a very average movie. Um, from what I'm seeing of the trailer, it's got a pretty predictable plot, and I'm not so sure Dwayne Johnson is the part to play Maui. Because it's a song, it's a musical at its roots, and he's not really a song and dance man. And he's kind of divisive as an actor because you never know what you're gonna get with him. Half of he takes roles based on how much they pay, not whether they're actually good. And so half the movies is in and it being dumpster fires. He gets paid, but the movie doesn't. I think it's more a product of them expecting him to be able to sell it and not being able to. But again, I really feel like that should have been like I really feel like the part of Maui should have been somebody that comes from an actual musical background, and I'm not so sure that Dwayne Johnson was the one to do it. Again, it's a sequel to a very average movie. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs down because I didn't think the first movie was all that great. So I don't know why they thought a sequel would be good, but then everybody has their own opinions about it, so it is what it is. You want to go see it? Go for it. I know I won't be. So yeah, it's gonna be a thumbs down. Just because I think it had potential, but it just it fell way short of the mark. So the next one up is Wicked. Now I've seen clips from the stage show. So let's check out the trailer.
Are people born wicked? Or do they have wickedness thrust upon them? You're green.
I am. Welcome, new students, to Shiz University, Miss Elphaba. You can room with Miss Galinda.
Popular. I know about popular. Oh, I saved you some space, by the way.
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was promised a private suite. But thanks for asking.
Please, everyone take your seats. In today's Oz, a real sorcerer who possesses true magic has become all too rare.
Absolutely remarkable.
That was you who made all that happen. How did you do it?
I don't know. I've never known. You, come with me.
Of course.
Not you. You. You're the one the wizard has been waiting for.
Galinda?
Ew. I know. It's my granny's. I'd give it away, but I don't hate anyone that much.
Hey.
You should join us tonight. And don't tell me you have nothing to wear. Because you could wear this.
Something has changed within me.
She doesn't give a twig what anyone thinks.
Something is not the same.
Of course she does. She just pretends not to.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz summons you to the Emerald City. Come with me.
What?
To meet the wizard.
Why couldn't possibly? This is your moment. I'm coming.
the great and terrible.
Something bad is happening in Oz.
The best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
You have no real power.
That's why I need you.
Don't let her get away! This wicked witch.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Yeah, so again, I've seen parts of the stage play, which is great. I love the music. The music is the high point of this movie. And it's very close to the stage show, which I like. And when you have adaptations that are based on stage shows, they tend to fall off a little bit because it's hard to translate stage shows into movies. It's got great performances. I love the acting. I like that. I like it that it shows the perspective of the Wicked Witch. Um, which kind of flips the whole story on its head. Um, my only real knock is that it doesn't have Idina Menzel in it. Um, I would have liked to have seen how she could have done this, but I'm not. It's not a knock against the actress that they picked. I kind of wanted to see how how that would have worked out. Um, and I kind of feel like it had bargain bin Harry Potter plot elements, like the whole academy thing. That just seems straight out of Harry Potter for me. Um, which I would never drop a dime in because say what you will about Harry Potter, but no, none of it means the author gets even a cent of my money. Um, but that's just me. It's not. You want to go? Um, go for it. But as a movie, but as of this movie, yeah, I'm gonna give this a thumbs up. I love what I'm seeing with this. I might actually go and see this. Um, it's coming out Thanksgiving, so it's a Thanksgiving release. Um, but I can't wait to see how they handle it. Because the one thing that's been missing the last few years has been a strong musical. Call me cultured, but I'm or old school or whatever. But I like a good musical, and that's something that's been missing in the last how many years. I think the last musical I actually really enjoyed was Frozen. Um, there have been a few. mm, there have been a couple of gems here and there, but Frozen was the last actual musical that I actually really enjoyed. Um, so yeah, I really think we need more musicals. Um, because I always very enjoy them. It's not for everybody, but it's just something I would do. Um, and so that is the end of this week's list. Um, if you have not, subscribe below. Click the bell to be notified of new episodes. New episodes drop every Sunday. Um, and again, I'm still looking for a new co-host. I will keep you updated on that. And that is the end of this episode. I'm sorry you just have to win. See you on the next episode. Bye bye.